A pleasant day, everyone. Welcome to part 2 of our Camino Portuguese Central journey. Today, we're making our way towards Combarro. We fueled up with a good breakfast, just enough to give our bodies the energy needed for the day's hike. As soon as we hit the trail, we noticed something different. More pilgrims than usual, all moving with that familiar Camino rhythm. After crossing a small bridge, we stopped at a large information signboard to check the directions and information. Most pilgrims turned right, but we turned left. We officially began the spiritual variant trail. Usually look all their coins. The trail greeted us with a steady uphill stretch, about 3 kilometers of climbing before leading us into Poio. Our first stop was the monastery office to get our pilgrim passport stamped. Then we took a rest in the open courtyard and check out the church before we continued our hike. The scenery began to change as we walked towards the coast, and the trail opened up with beautiful views. We paused for a moment to admire the sculptures along the way, little details that make this route feel so unique. Combarro earlier than expected, and luckily, we were allowed to check in ahead of time. After dropping our bags, we headed out to find a spot for a late lunch. Combarro is a charming fishing village on the Galician coast, famous for its hórreos, traditional grain stores built from stone and wood. They're raised on pillars to keep the rodents away. The holes help with ventilation and keep everything dry. We really enjoyed our stay here. Combarro's quiet coastal vibe was the perfect reset. And now we're ready for tomorrow's big hike to Armenteira.
We woke up feeling relaxed and almost forgot that today's trail was one of the most demanding ones. The morning in Combarro was calm as we walked through its narrow streets. The hills leaving Combarro were steep, the kind that make you dig in with every step. Thank goodness we had a good breakfast, every bit of energy counted. As we left the village behind, the road rose steadily into the Galician countryside. It was a challenge but a beautiful one. We stopped often to catch our breath and to take in the sweeping views of the coast below. At one point we passed a large sign showing exactly which stage we were on and how much further we had to go. A small but welcome encouragement. After the tough climb, the trail softened into shaded forest paths. The air smelt of eucalyptus, fresh and earthy. We passed farmlands and farm animals left their mark on the road. The trail was never flat for long. Some sections were rocky, others uneven, but always interesting.
And finally, Armenteira Monastery came into view. Its stone walls stood quietly against the green hills, solid and serene. We headed straight to the first cafe we saw to rest our legs, then wandered the cloisters and around the monastery grounds. We stepped inside a small shop run by one of the nuns to have a look. Our accommodation for the night was at the monastery itself. A volunteer checked us in, handed us the key, and showed us around. As evening settled, we attended vespers in the small chapel. The prayer was for the pilgrims, a short ceremony that felt meaningful after such a demanding day. The monastery grew quiet and the night ended in the most peaceful way. From the very start of our Camino planning, the spiritual variant was non-negotiable. Seeing Armenteira and spending the night at the monastery's accommodation felt incredibly special. One of those unforgettable Camino moments that stays with you. We headed down towards the river, following the familiar woodland path that marks the start of this stage. The morning felt calm, and it seemed like the perfect day for an easy day of walking.
At the first fork, the Camino Ninja app showed us two options, the easy path and the moderately difficult one. Since I was nursing a big blister, we chose the easy route and turned left, thinking we were making the smart call. But that was a mistake. Almost immediately we could hear the river on our right, close enough but hidden behind the slope. As we continued, the sound grew louder, and eventually we could see the river far below, glimmering at the bottom of a ledge. The trail itself was simple and flat, but there was nothing interesting to see. No viewpoints, no cascading waterfalls over the rocks, just a long, uneventful stretch of path that felt disconnected from the beauty we knew was nearby. If you're walking this stage, do not make the same mistake we did. The easy path might look tempting, but it keeps you far away from the river and from the scenic spots that make this section memorable.
After finishing the Ruta da Pedra e da Auga, the energy of the trail shifted. Suddenly, we found ourselves in a quieter, more open landscape. The trail revealed pieces of history tucked into the greenery. We passed several abandoned stone mills, each aged by time but still holding its shape. We slow down when we come across one that is near the trail. There's something about these forgotten structures that made us imagine the people who once worked here, the rhythm of water turning the wheels, the stories that have long since faded. The walk itself was gentle, weaving through shaded patches and open fields. It was just peaceful. The kind of hike where you can hear the rhythm of your footsteps and let the Camino carry you forward. Eventually, the path began to descend and Ponte Arnelas appeared ahead. That small glimpse of civilization felt like a quiet reward after the solitude of the trail. Crossing into the village marked the end of another meaningful segment of the spiritual variant. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up or share your thoughts in the comments below. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button for more great content. We appreciate your support. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.